What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. NBA DFS video. It is Friday edition. We have a 12-game main slate on Fanduel. We have a 11-game main slate on DraftKings. It is December 5th, and this is your first look at the slate. So if you've never been here before, we do 10,000 simulations before we do the video. We then give you the 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks at each position through those first 10,000 sims. After that, we'll give you our top 5 value picks through the first 10,000 sims, and then we'll build you a FanDuel lineup and a DraftKings tournament lineup as your first look lineup. So welcome to the channel. Subscribe if you have not. Go check out all the other content we have. We currently do NFL, NBA, PGA, and MMA. So we are here to help you bring home the bacon. So we try to have 2 giveaways every single video, and here's how you can win. You got to like the video, you got to be a subscriber to the channel, and you got to leave a comment on this video. You do all 3 of those, and this video right here gets a minimum of 50 likes. You will have a shot at a free week of FTA Plus. That's a week of all sports, not just NBA. 100 likes on the video, a chance at a month pass. 150 likes, a chance at a free year, and 200 or more likes, a chance at a lifetime pass. So that being said, a second way to win, somewhere in the video, I'll put a keyword, just type it in, and have your second shot at a free week. So technically you can win twice, but we got to get a minimum of 50 likes to have a shot at the second win. That being said, yesterday's video, you guys killed it. We had the comments, we had the keyword, we had what you needed. We had 27 likes, so we're only going to give away a keyword towards the end of the video. So that being said, we are going to jump into it. We're going to go position by position. Now again, there's a ton of players already ruled in or already ruled out. Questionable guys. Luka is already ruled out. It's from yesterday. I don't know if it will update and change, but if it's personal, he could miss this game too. So this is your first look. Throughout the day, news will come out, and that is why I'll tell you, go to our Discord, which is down below, completely free, and check the website out about an hour or 2 before tip-off, because we do have a bunch of players ruled out, but some may come back. It's more of a questionable tag. But it just has not been changed on like FanDuel, so be very cautious about that. Okay, so we are going to go right into it. We're going to go point guard to start. I'm under the impression Luka is out today. So if it does change, our projections and our simulations after 20,000 sims will update that. So we do our 20,000 sims about an hour before tip-off for instances just like this, because I don't know if he's going to be coming back. If he is, obviously he's in a great spot there. So at the top of point guard, we got SGA about 52 to 55 fantasy points. I love this matchup here against Dallas. Cade Cunningham at 52 fantasy points and James Harden at 46. If I'm going mid-tier, what I mean by mid-tier is I'm looking between 6 to 8K, both on FanDuel and DraftKings is kind of what we're looking at there. So in that range, give or take that range, Deontay George about 34 fantasy points, Emmanuel Quickly about 34, and then Jalen Suggs around 34 fantasy points as well. And then when I'm looking at value, I'm looking at 5K or below, minimum of 20 fantasy points. If they are bench players, then, and we don't think they can get 20 minutes because it's kind of easy to project minutes for NBA. If you don't think they're going to get 20, but you like them as a value pick, I am looking at needing a minimum of 1.5 to 2.2 value, meaning he needs 1.5 to 2.2 fantasy points per minute to pay off his price, because they don't expect him to be in the floor long enough to get, realistically the points we need. So if we are looking at value picks here, and we are trying to find some for the point guard position, I'm looking at Lonzo Ball, 24 to 28 fantasy points. Cason Wallace about 22, and then Bruce Brown right around 21 fantasy points in that game. So I'm going to move to the shooting guard position. Jaylen Brown ruled out as illness. Devin Booker ruled out for groin, blah, blah, blah. They're already out. Josh Giddey, about 46 to 50 fantasy points. Donovan Mitchell, about 44 to 48. Austin Reeves, about 43 to 45. I like Reeves, his price. I like him better than LeBron. LeBron missed 1,200, or he had 1,200 plus straight games of 10 plus points. Last night he got 8. I said I didn't really like his price. Kind of the same thing. If Luka is out, I'd rather have Austin Reeves here. I do have Reeves about 45 fantasy points. I could see it boost up there, especially if Luka is out again. Jamal Murray, about 43 fantasy points. Looking at mid-tier in like this range right here, I'm looking at Desmond Bain right around 37 fantasy points. I'm looking at Josh Hart at 35. I'm looking at Cooper Flagg about 34 fantasy points. And then I'm coming down here in this range, right around there, sub 5K. I'm looking at Julian Champagny. I know that's not how you say his name. That's how we say it here. About 26 fantasy points. I'm looking at Chris Dunn, about 23 fantasy points. And then I'm looking at Max Christie, about 20 fantasy points. So then we move to small forward. Jalen Johnson has that calf issue, questionable. Seeing if there is, he is questionable. Again, we'll kind of have to wait. He missed Wednesday's game, so it's definitely something. I'm going to project him early, but I don't know if he's going to be in there. So this is why this is a first look. And this is why we'll update our information throughout the entire day. Because maybe by the time you watch this video, he's already been ruled out. So then this point will be moot, but we'll have that updated on the website. You can check it out for $10 for a full week of FTA Plus. So early projections, I have Jalen Johnson at 45 fantasy points. He's got the 22nd DVP against Denver. Got Scotty Barnes at 43 fantasy points. Charlotte, 25th DVP. And then I got Franz Wagner, 40 fantasy points going up against Miami, 26 DVP. So those top three all have fantastic DVP. Top third of DVP. There's 30 teams. You can get 20 to 30 DVP. Obviously, the higher the better is what you're looking for. So mid-tier, I'm looking at Lauri Markkanen, about 37 fantasy points. I'm looking at Jalen Williams, about 36. I'm looking at Miles Bridges, about 34. And then trying to find value down here in this range. I am looking at Harrison Barnes, about 25 fantasy points. Zachary Richarche, about 25. And Aaron Wiggins, about 25 fantasy. Then we move to the power forward position, right? So looking at power forward, obviously Wemby's out. Anthony Davis is there. It just depends if you're using him for center or power forward. But I'm going to go with Karl Anthony Towns. I'm going to go at 47 to 50 fantasy points. Anthony Davis about 45 fantasy points. Evan Mobley about 45. Mid-tier in here, depending on where you're at in the mid-tier, I should say. But I am looking at Miles Bridges about 34 fantasy points. Onyeka Okongwu about 34. And Matas Buzelis right around 33 fantasy points. And then come down for value at power forward. This area right here, depending on how far down we can go. Isaiah Stewart, I'm looking about 20 to 24 fantasy points. Jalen Williams, about 20 fantasy points. And then Jordan Walsh, about 19 to 22 fantasy. Then we're at the center position. My favorite play of the day, picture the video in the article for a reason. Jokic, he's very expensive. Early projections have him about 63 to 66 fantasy points. We know that he can get 100. We're never going to project 100, but it is capable there. So if I'm paying up, probably paying up for Jokic today. We got Pascal there, about 42 fantasy points. Ivica Zubac, right around 39. Mid-tier area, depending on how far down you want to go. Jaren Jackson Jr., about 37 fantasy points. Zach Edey, about 36. Joel Embiid, about 35. Again, with Embiid, it just, he hasn't played a ton. The minutes are what's weird. It's like every other game, he's been back for 30 minutes, 25 minutes. He hasn't hit value. I'm probably not paying up for him. At 7,600, I'm still not. I'm not comfortable with him until he gets a lot of game in there, and he's probably going to get hurt. Again, I wouldn't surprise me. Let's put it that way. And then if you are going to pay for value, I don't usually pay for value normally at the center position. Kyle Filipowski, about 26 to 30 fantasy points. Isaiah Jackson, I'm looking right around 22 to 25. And then Steven Adams would be a cheap tournament option. I'm looking at Steven Adams right around 21 to 24 fantasy points. So there you have it. Those are just some of the picks through each position, 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value. We're going to give you our top 5 value through the first 10,000 sims. Now, value picks, they do change. So definitely go check out our cheat sheet. Go check out our free Discord if you have questions about some of the value moving forward. There's not a ton ton of value that pop up early because we still have a lot of players that are questionable, but they're ruled out later. That's where the value will stack. So looking at this, he is questionable right now, but Luke Cornett is number 1 if he plays. Rui Hachimura is number 2. Kyle Filipowski is number 3. We've got Harrison Barnes at number 4. And then we've got Bruce Brown at number 5. Now, these are not the only value picks that we have. These are the early ones through 10,000 sims. I'll reiterate that again. We have other value picks on the cheat sheet. So in our cheat sheet, we have each position. We have anywhere between 6 to 7 plays at cash, 6 to 7 plays at each position at tournaments, and then 3 to 4 leverage plays or value plays to go on top of that. On top of that, we have our chalk. So if you play cash, you want to look at the chalk. If you play tournaments, you want to look at the chalk, but you want to fade the chalk. So we'll have value in that as well. So that being said, the keyword of the day is Friday, because it is Friday. It's the weekend. Hopefully we're all going to have some fun with it, because I think we all deserve it after this week, especially here. It's like -9 degrees yesterday. So my voice is fluctuating because I'm losing it because it's so cold. Okay, so we're going to build a lineup. Now, this is an early lineup. Some of the plays may not even start. That is why we're just giving you an initial build to go off of using our projections through 10,000 sims. You can always update it and change it. Do not set it and forget it. Sometimes they do hit very well. Sometimes they do need updating a little bit. So I wanted to do that. Just using our information, using our simulations, using our early projections. These are the plays that early on I've built out. Now, again, you can put this on here and you can enter this lineup. You can then change it up a little bit and you can compare it. But I've got SGA all the way down to Bobby Portis. I'm going to enter that lineup. Portis will be in there because he's going to get a boost with Giannis being out for, I think, 2 to 4 weeks. Okay? I've already built the DraftKings lineup. James Harden, Jaden Ivey. Again, 3,200 is a value pick right now to build. The minutes are there, but the production is very up and down. This will probably change throughout the day. Probably edit this lineup. But I wanted to show you kind of a boomer bust type lineup where you're paying up for Harden, who's been dominant. Paying up for Mobley, who's there. You're paying up for Desmond Bane at 7,500. You're paying down at Ivy and TJ McConnell. So we are now going to see who the winner of yesterday's video keyword is, because we did not hit 50 likes. There you go. Sergeant Saint, congratulations. It's been a minute since you've won. Good luck to everyone. Good luck. Hopefully you guys checked out our Thursday Night Football breakdown. We broke down the showdown. Huge game. It hit the over exactly like we thought it would. We'll have a video for the main slate breakdown, giving you our top 10s at each position and kind of how I would build around the simulations, how I would build around an optimizer. We'll have a breakdown of the top 5 to 6 stacks for this week as well. We'll have Sunday Night Football breakdown. We'll have Monday Night Football breakdown as well. We'll have it all for you. Hopefully you guys are ready to rock and roll. Let's have a fantastic Friday. We'll have MMA content for Saturday as well. So cheat sheet. I don't do videos for that because I don't want to butcher the names any more than I do in my mind. But we have a ton of content there. We have a cheat sheet. We have it broken down. We have who we project as the winner. We have simulations, and we also have projections, and then a couple of optimal lineups to go off of as well. So we've got all that. It's hopefully a very fun weekend, DFS wise, sports betting wise. We've got both of them for you. Let's have a fantastic Friday. Good luck. And as always, you guys know what to do. Bring home some bacon. Peace.